It's the one, okay, it's the one that say, Ricky! Ricky! Out and she cried. And when she started crying, I started crying. And I'm like, this is so sad. No, why it has to happen? Name, Mac, we're gonna call him Mac. I can't pronounce the name. Hi, this is Kat LC, and you can call me K-More. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get straight into this video. So this video is on basically what movies made the world cry. Shit, what movies made me cry. I do want to start off with saying, like, nowadays I just be crying. Like, I don't know, like, I be so emotional when it comes to just, like, I cry about anything when the movie, like, it could be like something happy, I cry. Something happy happened in the movie, the emotion, so much emotion that happened between the two people in the movie, and I cry. Like, that would be, yeah. I don't know, like, I never used to really just cry like that. Like, it would take me, you know, I never really used to cry when it came to, like, movies and stuff, like different scenes and stuff like that. Like, and it's easy for me to, like, cry now watching these movies. I don't know if it's just the fact that I understand what's going on in the movie versus as a kid, or I want to say quote unquote teenager or whatever. But anyway, so the movies, like, so I'm not gonna name the movies that I don't think I'll ever watch again type. Like, what's the name? What is the name of that doggone movie? It's the one, okay, it's the one that say Ricky! Ricky! Yeah, that one. I cannot, I will not really watch. I don't think I can really watch that movie again because I already know. It's stuck in my head to what I already know what's gonna happen, and it's kind of hard for me to watch that part. So it's like I avoid watching that. I avoid watching this other movie. I don't know if I actually watched the whole movie, but I remember seeing that part for sure, and I already know what happened in the movie versus what's basically going on with the kids. They you know, they have like their little baseball team, and like one of the kids gets shot. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm avoiding that movie. It's just certain movies that I really avoid because, like, it's hard and it's very deep. But anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and name movies that made me cry and basically just made a lot of people cry. So if you haven't seen these movies, I suggest, I know, like, if you want to avoid crying, but maybe I'm just a crybaby, but if you want to just avoid the movie, if you want to avoid movies that, like, you feel like you're gonna cry, then yeah. But if you want to watch a good movie, there are good movies and stuff like that, so I suggest you go watch them. I had to write down a couple of things because I'm going to be naming it off, like, the characters. I'm really going to be naming the characters and not the people that play the characters. So the first movie is My Girl. Okay, so My Girl it came out in 1991. The girl named Anna, and yeah, it's this girl named Anna and a boy named Mac. We're gonna call him Mac. I can't pronounce the name. We're gonna call him Mac. So the girl name is Anna and the boy name is Mac, and they become really good friends. But I remember I had to, like, some of these movies I had to watch again to, like, I knew exactly what happened in the movie, but I had to watch again to remember, like, all the scenes or whatever. But yeah, Mac and Anna, they become very good friends and stuff. They always hung out, and like, they would go through the forest to the lake and stuff, and Mac, he had on, like, he had glasses, prescription glasses or whatever, and Anna, yeah, so she just was being a girl or whatever. But so I remember, yeah, they went to the forest, and he was picking with the freaking bees or whatever, the little bee thing full of bees, and he poked them and stuff like that, and I think it dropped, and then the bees was all over. But she ended up dropping her I think she ended up dropping her ring. She dropped something that was personal. And so yeah, so the bees, you know, they end up running off or whatever, and then on their way home, you know, they had like that one conversation or something. It was something, I forgot, but they rode their bikes home, I think. And then yeah, after that encounter of saying something to each other, and then like she went home and he ended up going back to the forest or whatever to go look for her personal item. I don't know if it was a ring or what, but he went back to go look for it for her. You know, that man, that was a friend right there. I ain't gonna cap. Like, oh my gosh. Anywho, so he went back to go look for it for her, and as he looking for it, he run into the bees again, and he ended up losing his glasses. So the bees attacked him in a way, and so that happened, and he ended up dying. And it was just so emotional. The emotional part, I mean, that is emotional, but the emotional part was the dad having to tell Anna that her friend has passed away. Now, mind you, her dad is a freaking, what is it? The funeral home. Like, he basically prepped the dead bodies and stuff like that. So it's basically, at his home is really a funeral home at the bottom of, it's just a whole lot of. So it's the fact that he has to prepare his body, her friend, his body, and stuff like that. So what really gets deep, when he told her and stuff, she like, no, like, that's not, no, like, no, what you mean? But yeah, she took it hard, of course. So I don't know if I cried at that part where he died, but no, the real part where I cried is when he had his funeral, and she finally like came downstairs. So she looking through the stairs and looking at what's going on, and she see her friend, her best friend laying there in a casket. And so she gets so worked up and emotional to where she comes down the stairs, she go to the casket or whatever, and she's like, no, just, she lashed out and she cried. And when she started crying, I started crying, and I'm like, this is so sad. No, why it has to happen? Like, I ain't say all that, but I was crying my ass off. Like, I was bawling. And like, it's not funny, but I was crying. That what made me cry. Like, see, that's the thing, like, in movies, it's like, not even in movies, like, seeing other people cry makes me cry. But like, mainly when I'm watching movies and I see the character crying or whatever, like, I cry. So yeah, that's the first movie. Second movie is Simon Birch. So Simon Birch, okay, so there's Simon, which is the friend. Hold on, I gotta read a couple of things. Simon is the friend, a rare disorder. Yeah, I kind of had a difficult time trying to explain that, but basically he is different from other kids, and like, he's kind of like smaller than other kids. Like, yeah, you can tell, like, you can tell that he has like a disorder, a rare disorder or whatever. So Simon, he has glasses. Also has glasses. So in the movie, I remember watching it again. And so he had a friend named, hold on. His friend was named Joe. Okay, so his friend Joe, his mom, okay, the first encounter was the mom of Joe. She ended up, like, I can't believe I didn't even remember that happened in the movie, but it was a baseball game. And when she went, you know, like, yeah, it was a kid's baseball game. I think they both played in a baseball thing or whatever. I don't know if it was Simon that hit the ball. I can't remember who hit the ball, you know, and the ball struck the mom, and from there the mom fell. So the mom died. That's all I'm just saying. The mom died. Like, that's not funny, but the mom died, and that made me cry. And I'm like, cause I didn't remember that part. But that's not even the part that really got me for real. Well, it got me, but the part that I remember was that it come down to the end of the movie. Because I think they used to pick on Simon a little bit or whatever. But Simon, I think Simon held his own. Cause, you know, Simon, anyway. So yeah, oh, what you call him wasn't even on a bus. His friend wasn't on a bus. But basically it was a bunch of kids on the bus, and Simon was on that bus too. I think, what was it? So I don't remember everything. So just bear with me. So he was on a bus with the kids, and I'm not sure if it was his grade level or some grade levels under or something. I can't remember, but anyway, kids was on a bus. Simon was on a bus as well. So the bus goes into the lake, and yeah, so the bus is sinking and everything like that. And so guess who's helping them? Guess who's getting the kids out the bus? It's Simon, you know. And it was just like, oh my gosh, like, you know, Simon was a real hero, for real. So he, I don't know if Simon end up being under the water for like too long or whatever, but anyway, they rescued him. He ended up getting out. He ended up being in the hospital, and yeah, so everything was fine until like that, you know, from the situation of the lake. He ended up dying. Yeah, I just can't even explain that part. Like, that made me cry. Overall, it made me cry. Like, Joe have to grow up without a friend, his best friend. And it's the fact that, like, he saved them kids and he ended up dying, like, in the end. And it just made me so sad. Like, anywho, let me just go to the next one, because I'm like, damn, that movie was something else. It's also another movie that I could not find it because I don't remember the name, and I tried looking it up and I still couldn't find it. But I remember seeing it as a kid, and it was this dude. I think he was like in high school, but he had some type of disorder too. But he ended up dying in his sleep. I don't know if it was a true story, but that made me so, like, that made me sad. I probably ended up crying about that, because that made me so sad. But hopefully I can find it. Anywho, I'm just talking and I'm just rambling, but I'm just trying to like get everything in. Like, it's not funny. I'm just kind of, I guess I'm just very, I don't know, goofy. Oh, the movie was 1998. My year, you know, I was born that year. But anywho, Yeah, the movie of Simon Birch. That was the name, Simon Birch, 1998. So, boom. The next movie, it wasn't really like a movie. It was more like a it was a short film called A Black Woman with White Skin. That's the name of it, and it's on YouTube. So I clicked on it. I clicked on the YouTube short film. Once I clicked on it, it basically showed a story of a woman. What was her name? I don't remember her name, but it was a woman that, no, albino. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not, I am so sorry. And a albino woman. She struggled with living in the world and how people view her in this one particular thing where she worked there, and she had on, I think she didn't show her real hair for real, like she showed her yeah, she had like on a wig or whatever, and like she liked this guy that she worked with, and I don't know if she asked him out or something like that, but anyway, she overheard the her coworker talking about her. Like, she overheard the guy that she likes talking about how, like, you know, like it was so bad, and I'm just like, you know, like it made me sad. Like, what the, you know, like let me fight him for you, like for real, like. So yeah, like it was just basically her struggling with things, being albino, and how people viewed her and looked at her, like, and then like how she couldn't fit in. She was a black woman, but it's like how she couldn't fit in because, you know, like her skin. It was just a lot. Like, yeah, I gotta go watch that. Like, watch it. Man. Anyway, what really made me cry was like she ended up going to this poetry lounge or whatever. And also so she worked with this other guy. This other guy actually liked her, and I'm just like, he likes you. I don't think she's seen that, but like he was at the poetry lounge too. So the first time she went, she kind of like ended up leaving abruptly, not like loud, but she ended up kind of like dismissing herself. Second time came around, and she ended up going because she finally took off her wig, and she just showed her hair. Like, oh man, that was so beautiful. Okay, so she ended up going the second time around, and like it got to, like, she was so fed up, and she finally performed. Like, in the end, she performed her piece, and when she performed, oh my gosh, tears was running down. Like, it just made me, and like I think in the beginning, somewhere between the middle, she was kind of like, she kind of broke down. When she broke down, I broke down and cried. But like when she presented that piece, oh my gosh, I was bawling. I was crying my ass off. And what made me cry more was the dude that liked her and that was there. He, like, his skin was, he was black. So he ended up going to the restroom, and he wiped, I did not see that coming. He wiped off his makeup because I guess he was ashamed. And when he heard her piece, he's like, okay, like, you know, like he felt that, and he went to the restroom. He wiped off his the makeup, and when I seen that, I cried. I was like, what? I did not see that coming, and like I didn't see it coming. But yeah, that made me cry. Go check that out. Next, okay, the next one is a movie called P.S. I Love You. It came out 2007. So when I first seen this movie, so I'm going by characters now. I'm not going by like the people who plays it, even though like these people are very familiar. Like I remember seeing them in other movies. I just don't know their name by heart, so I'm going by the character. So Hailey and Jerry. Hailey and Jerry, they are so in love, and like, you know, they end up being husband and wife. Like you see the beginning to where it's like, you know, they're in love, and like you see their moments with each other and stuff like that. And the husband end up dying of an illness or something like that. And I think that kind of made me cry a little bit, because seeing her, like, it just kind of broke her down a little bit. But like, what was so beautiful was he had so many like letters, like, to get her through grief. It was so beautiful. It was like he was there, you know, but it was like he had so many letters stored for her for each day or something like that. I can't remember. I have to go watch it again. I have to go find it. It was on Netflix, but I don't think it's on there no more. I'm gonna go check. But so yeah, like he had letters to get her through it. And like, when I say, I think it was a year worth of letters, maybe a year or a year and a half. And I'm like, damn. And like, it just made me cry. Like, it was so like beautiful, but like, it was so sad but beautiful at the same time. Like, oh my gosh. Anywho, let's go to the next one. Okay, so this movie is kind of like newer, but it came out 2022. I finally had watched it because they put it on Netflix. And yeah, okay, so this movie made me cry. I cried a little bit through the movie, but where I really cried, I end up seeing a spoiler alert. I end up seeing something on social media to where they told me what happened. I wasn't even trying to see it because I really wanted to see it for myself, like see the movie for myself. I ended up watching it anyway, but they spoiled something in the movie, like a death, and I'm just like, bro. Like, but I ended up watching it anyway, so like I kind of already knew she was gonna die because, yeah, I seen it on social media. But I still cried anyway because it was so damn sad. But her name, hopefully I pronounced it. She's called Azogi. I don't remember. It was the she was very good at like fighting and stuff, but she kind of like had what you call them under her wing. She had Nawi under her wing, and she would like be there for her and stuff like that. So it got to a point where they tried to escape, and when they escaped, dude shot her. And like, I'm like, dang, I don't even think I cried at that moment. When I seen the girl crying so hard over her, like no, don't die on me, that's when I cried. Like, yeah, that's when I really, really cried. And it was so sad. I'm like, damn, I think she was like one of my favorite characters in the movie. Like, she was like that character. She was that road dog, like, for real, for real. Okay, so this is the last one that I have. So the movie it's a very old movie. It's called Ghost. It came out in 1990. It's another couple, Sam and Molly. So Sam and Molly are in love and stuff like that. And so Sam, he ended up dying. Like, he ended up getting killed by one of his so-called, I think it was one of his friends. I don't know. Like, but he ended up being a ghost. And like, he, you know, revenge, baby. Revenge is revenge. But what made me sad and what made me cry, what made me sad was he seen her, how sad she was, and how it was just so sad. And like the movie, they like it, you know how they have like the sweet moments of the couples, like the moment of the couples. I mean, the couple that be having their moments and stuff, seeing how lovey-dovey they is, and then boom, you know, one of them pass away, and then that's when they kind of like okay, the song in the beginning, I think, okay, it's the song in the movie. If you watch the movie and you hear the song, you're gonna know for sure it's the song. Like that song right there makes me so sad. Like it makes me want to cry. It's something about that song. I guess it just reminds me of Ghost. But then when you listen to the song, it's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah, so there was like, so he ended up getting killed or whatever. He a ghost, and it's kind of like he's still kind of trying to connect, or he's trying to connect or get in touch with his girlfriend or whatever, his lover. And it's kind of sad, but like, anywho, in the end, I think she ends up seeing him, like they end up dancing together or whatever the case may be. And the song, I don't know if the song came on. Oh my gosh, I ended up crying. Like I ended up crying because he had to go away to heaven and stuff like that. And like, it was sad. I don't know I don't know what else to say about that, but it was very sad to me. Oh my gosh, it was so sad. I cried. I just remember I cried. But all these movies / short films, I cried. It just was it's sad. It was so sad to me. Like those are like, I ain't gonna say those are the top, but those are some of the movies that I remember that made me cry. So if you haven't seen any of those movies, sorry for spoiling it, but I think you should go watch it. It's very good movies. It's very good films. But you might end up crying, so be prepared. Have your popcorn or whatever you like to eat. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So